Okay, let's try this again. I had a poor connection for some reason, and it said to try later. So this is later, I guess. Um, I hope you've seen some of the posts I've shared today about the Chalk Fest going on our main Chalk Couture website. It's got some great ideas and some really talented people sharing their projects with you besides me. Of course, I always want you to come back and see me because we'll work on things together, but I get inspired by these other ladies that share their crafting and their unique perspective on things. So, and then at our headquarters, our home office is just amazing. The team that's there. So they're very inspiring, energetic. I just feel like it's a great company to be a part of. I feel very proud to be a part of this company. And that's what gets me excited every time. Whenever I get to watch others create, that just fuels me a little bit more. So I hope that's what I'm doing for you. But I did want to share that information with you as well. Lots of fall projects on there today, which we will be starting the beginning of September. So I just thought, if you have a chance or you're doing something else and you want to have some inspiration on besides me, go ahead and put it on. I have it on in the background actually, so I'm just going to keep peeking over there and see who's working on what. And there is information on there as well. If you're interested in becoming a designer, or if you just want to do this as a hobby and want to save money doing it as a hobby, or if you make things to sell on Etsy or at vendor shows, there's so many fall festivals are going to start coming up. And I know a lot of people like to go sell handmade goods there. And even on our first video of the day, it was probably about 35 minutes into probably around 12:35, the first video that came on, that's Eastern time. There was a lady who shared how she was a maker before. She did all of her own projects, did everything from scratch. And she did that in order to be able to stay at home with her young kids at the time and to provide a income to her family, and how it just consumed so much of her time that she just, it wasn't serving the purpose that she got into it for. So she has a great story, and there's so many stories out there. And this company, everybody encourages and helps everybody else. The training is phenomenal. You have so much support and backup, not just for design ideas and creativity, but just for running the business. If you decide you're going to run it as a business, if you're whatever it is that you have a question about, there is always someone out there, even if they're not in your direct sponsoring line, that is willing to help you. So that's what I love about it, is they really want everybody to succeed. But it feels like, even though it's a corporation that runs it, it feels like a small business. And I personally love supporting small businesses. I consider myself now a small business. I try to support small business friends in my neighborhood. And if you have a small business that you'd like me to support, I would be more than happy to do that. If I get your product and I use it and I love it, I'm more than happy to tell others about it and spread the word. I hope you would do the same thing. That's why we say, if you like what you see, sprinkle this video. And it's not just to sell things, it's just to inspire people to maybe create something on their own. Or maybe I've shared, if there's something you're interested in, if it's cooking. I'm not big on sharing recipes, but I save a lot of healthy recipes. So we try to do that here. And, small businesses, I'm all about promoting that, especially girl bosses. Just a little prejudice. But anyway, just letting you know that I'm not just here to sell you something. I am here because I want to inspire you. And really, it's because the main reason I got involved in Chalk Couture was because I needed to feed that creative desire within myself. And in doing so, I love decorating and home decor, as you may have picked that up from me. If you follow me at all, I share, some decorating ideas and everything, but I am by no means an expert. I just love doing it. And I love being able to do it economically, on a bargain. I love being able to find a bargain or take something and transform it. So I'm trying to project that to you, and I hope that that's what you're getting from me. Not just buy, because that is not what I'm about. I'm about inspiring you to find your creativity and whatever that looks like. It could be anything. I've shared that before. You know, when I was out painting my back patio this summer to prepare it for some renovations we were getting done. I'm a do it yourself if you can kind of person with landscaping and just whatever I can. You know, I leave the rest to the experts, the small businesses usually. But if I can do it, some of it myself, I do it. So I just enjoy that, seeing the finished product. And I hope that I'm inspiring you to do that in whatever form your creativity takes. I know my limitations, so I try to stay away from things that I'm not, or learn more about them if I need to acquire that skill. But that's my goal here, is to inspire creativity. And that's why I love Chalk Couture, because it gives me an outlet, but it also gives me cool home decor, and it gives me an opportunity to teach and share with others. And I feel like that's always been at the core of what I've enjoyed doing. I'm not a teacher by trade, but I did homeschool my children for quite a long time, and I enjoyed many facets of that, being able to be creative within that. But I also, before that, was in the computer software industry, and I enjoyed training and teaching people with that, you know, just helping people along the way. I think that's my heart. But hopefully this inspires you. And today I'm gonna get you inspired by sharing our Club Couture project for August. So if you haven't heard me say before, Club Couture is our monthly subscription club. And for $19.99, you can be subscribed. It is a 3-month minimum that you commit to. After that, you can cancel at any time. And you get every month an exclusive transfer that only comes to Club Couture participants. So it comes in an envelope, looks like this, through the mail. It's mailed out by the UPS. No, not UPS. USPS, United States Postal Service, or in Canada. That's the only 2 places that we sell Club Couture. And it'll come in an envelope like this, and it will come with an exclusive transfer that you can only get there as a designer or as part of the club. And this month's transfer is, okay, I'm gonna try to get it without a glare. Sorry guys. Kitchen Rules. Actually, the sun, believe it or not, I know it's been raining all week and we've been stormy, and this morning the clouds were really heavy, but now the sun has peeked out. So, but it's still very, very cloudy. A lot of big white fluffy clouds. My favorite with the Carolina blue sky. But this is our, I had to use some artificial lights. That was the point in time. I don't know where I get off track. Rabbit trail sometimes, right? Squirrel. Anyway, this is the one for August. And you can get that all the way up until August 31st. After that, it will no longer be available. And you can only get it if you're a designer or in the club. And I wanted to let you know, we're going to do it just as is today. It comes with this. And you also get 3 paste packets. Now, as a designer, you don't get the paste packets. You only get the transfer, because you should already have paste on hand, or you can order it if you need it. And the color, and I already do. I have all 3 of the colors, but these are the 3 colors in the offering. This particular, and I won't open these packets because I'll save these for other people. But it's Black Velvet, Sage, and Shimmer. No, that says Shimmer Pumpkin, but it is actually Shimmer Copper. Sorry, I grabbed a Shimmer Pumpkin packet because it was similar color looking, but that's what it will be. And you'll get those in with it. And it's enough to do this project several times. And as a designer, I have access to lots of different ideas. You don't have to just use it as it is, but that's the benefit of being in my VIP group. So if you were interested in being a part of my VIP group, it's completely free. I just try to give you some insider perks or insider information. If you are a member of that, just type VIP in the comments or send me a message and I'll be glad to send you an invite to that. But there's lots of different ways you can use this transfer. Today I'm just going to do it completely as it is, as it comes, and with the colors that's provided in the actual kit. I will be working on several other projects with this same transfer this month, trying to show a couple other ideas. But as a designer, I have access to so many ideas. So if you don't like what I'm doing today, and it doesn't inspire you to do something different on your own that you've already thought up, I mean, I know that's how I kind of work. If I can see somebody else's, it might be like, oh, that's a good idea, but what if I did this? So I can always share that with you in the VIP group. And then also one other little thing. So I think this is adorable as it comes. It's got a little rooster chicken, and I've seen many things done with that to make it fun. But you can also, if you say, you know what, I really like everything it says. I love Subway art. I'm just for some reason that stuff I enjoy it. But it has all the things I wanted to say, but you know, that's just a little too country or too farmhouse or too something for me. Well, you know, our minis. I've shown our minis with some of the summertime ones that we have, and we do have Farm Life, or no, I'm sorry, it's called French Country minis that actually are due to arrive to me this week, so I don't have them on hand, but I'll probably show a project with that. You don't have to you can leave out any element of this that you don't like. You don't have to chalk it all. For example, with the rooster, you don't have to do that. You could leave that off and not use it at all. Or you could replace it with one of our minis. I'm just going to show you what a mini looks like. It comes in a sheet of 12 different sayings, prints, patterns, whatever you want to call it. This one happens to be one that I've pulled out because my daughter has a shirt that she found that she wanted, and I said, hey, I can chalk something on or ink something on that for you. What do you want? And she wants me to put this on the pocket. So this is a mini. So just imagine, obviously Go Wild would not work, but let's just imagine if you had a mini here. You would want to pick one. Like I said, I have the French Country ones coming in, and they're perfect. They have a lot of more homey type minis in them that you could just replace that with. So you would do this whole thing, and then once you had it done and dried, you would just put your other little mini down on the surface and replace it, okay? So there's always a way to adapt. Or if you don't like this, if you just like some of these things, again, I have all those in my VIP group. I'm happy to share that information with you. And it's all free. There's no commitment to any of this. The only commitment you have is if you sign up for the club. It's pretty low, you know, commitment for $19.99 a month to get this, get some paste packets that you can do more than one project with, and to try it out and see if it's a craft that you like, or if you don't like it, maybe it's something you want to do a gift for. Our transfers are reusable. I've told you that before, but they are reusable anywhere from 8 to 12 times. It all depends on how well you take care of it. You can even maybe get more out of it. You know, it's a silk screen, so this teal part is like a material fabric type substance. I don't know what they call it, to be honest with you, but the area that is white is what is our silk screen, and it's only white because I have a white backer on it. Every transfer comes in a nice package of, you know, cellophane or whatever that would be called, and every one comes with instructions on the back, how to clean it at the end, what you need to do with your transfer, how you can heat set it, how you can just, I mean, everything that you would need to be able to do it. But if you're part of my VIP group, I will be doing a crafting, a nightly or a monthly crafting night as well, that we can just all kind of get on a Zoom call and do it together. Or if it's a small enough group, we can do it in another way, but Facebook Live or whatever. So just something to consider. And if you're still not sure and you say, I would like to try something, but I don't know if I want to commit to a $19.99, just let me know. I can help you get set up with getting a sample for less than that, less than $10. So with the club membership, if you're a member of the club, you also get standard flat rate shipping of $4.95 for any item that you order from my online store. And that is a bargain, believe me. I don't think I've ever paid less than $11 and something for anything that has been shipped to me as a designer. It's just, for whatever reason, postage and shipping rates are pretty expensive right now. But that's a great deal, and that's on anything you order. They always run incentives as well for club members. This month it is a 50% off certain type surfaces if you spend a certain amount. So if you're a member of the club, you'll get that information as well. So there's always something special going on, and I will be sharing in my VIP group this week the sneak peek for the September club transfer, because I've already seen it. So, and it does have to do with fall. They don't always. Obviously, this one is what came in August, and it's not necessarily any theme. You know, you can use this year round. So. And today I shared a couple surfaces. I have so many options right now that I could put this on, but I shared a couple and I had some input, and this is what I decided to go with. So this is just a chalkboard. It is not one of our chalkboards, but you can chalk this on your kitchen cabinets if you wanted to, you guys. You could chalk this on your kitchen cabinets or on your refrigerator. You saw me chalk something on my refrigerator or on a kitchen window. What, I don't know. If you have a pantry door that's glass or something, anything that's not moving or furry, you can pretty much chalk or ink on. So I chose to do it on this, and this is actually just a $5 Target Dollar Spot chalkboard. So it's not one of our products. I do have, you know, we do have our own chalkboards that are definitely a better quality because you can reuse them and reuse them and reuse them without them being damaged at all. But this one I would be able to reuse. It's just, I'm not sure how it would hold up. I probably won't take it off. I'll just use it and I'll sell it or donate it. We'll see. I haven't decided yet. Or give it as a gift. I haven't decided yet. But this is what I'm going to use. And I'm going to use the colors that came with the kit, except for, I'm not going to make this to go in my kitchen. If I was, which I will be doing a project to go in my kitchen, I would use colors that would go in my kitchen. And that's what I love. And one of the things that interested me the most about Chalk Couture was I can customize it to make my work in my decor. How many times have you found a piece somewhere, whether it's a thrift store, Goodwill, your favorite hobby store, or craft store, or even the cheap stores, okay? How many times have you done that and said, oh, that's perfect, except these colors just won't go. I love that, but the colors would clash in my kitchen, or they wouldn't go with my kitchen. My kitchen's very bright. It has grays and whites and teals and maybe a hint of a red here or there, but not very much. So obviously I feel like there are some things that just don't go. Now in the winter, or actually in the fall, I will transition some of the colors in there to be more warm tones. And then in Christmas, I just go decorate. So my base colors are grays and whites, so I can work with those. My accent colors is teal, but that's really by the pieces that I brought in my personal preference. So I can work with a lot, but for general purposes, most of the time it's got the teal, the pretty blues and teals in there. So I love that I can customize anything to make it go with my decor. So what I am going to do on this though, because even though I got this at the Dollar Spot and I didn't do anything to it, it looked pretty beat up. I don't know why. So what I am going to do is, I've shown you this before, is, I need to move my paste around, is I am actually going to paint I'm going to use some of our chalk paste, which is just wet chalk. And I am going to actually, I guess I could have had that out ready, paint this frame with chalk paste to make it white. So I'm going to move my camera down. Oops, hold on. I'm going to move my camera down, and I'm going to show you how we do that. And I'm just looking on the chalk site. Oh my goodness, that lady is doing great. So I can't wait to go back. And you can go back and watch the replays if you're not watching it live. Hopefully you're watching me live, but if you're not, you can go back and watch the replays on the chalk. It will be on the Chalk Couture original site. You can still get there through the link on my page. And if you're joining me for the first time, I would love to know where you're joining me from. And if you like what you see today, if you would sprinkle it, which is just S-H-A-R-E, I would just thoroughly appreciate it. And I would love to know also, what colors would you do this one in? So send that information to me in the comments. Okay, so let's get some of our white paste. And let's make it into a chalk paint. obviously I could also just use chalk paint, which I do have in my stash over here, but I'm just going to use my chalk paste so I can show you how it works. So let me turn my camera down to share. And I'm using my little bit better stand, so I'm hoping I'll be able to share all this with you without losing my camera, which has happened in the past. You never know what's going to happen here on these lives. I could have a dog bust in. I could have a little boy bust in. My husband almost busted in. He's heading out to go play golf while there's a break in the rain. So I'm just going to stir my white and kind of put some of the stuff that's around the edges. I'm going to stir it. Our creamy, dreamy chalk paste. And it's not going to take very much. I don't want to waste it, but I will let you know this. It's very hard to waste it. So we always put our chalk paste back in our jar when we've taken off the excess so that we can keep reusing it. And in this case, I don't do the best job of cleaning up around the sides. In this case, I'm going to water it down, as I mentioned. See, I'm just going to use probably that much. I mean, and that might even be too much because I'm going to water it down. I can always add more. But I'm just going to put it on one of my little paint trays, and you can find whatever works for you. You can use a cheap dollar store, you know, what do you call it? I guess I should move this over here so I don't get it on there. I could wipe it off. It's just chalk. You could use one of those little dollar store, you know, disposable plates. I am just drawing a blank today. I didn't have enough coffee. 1 cup is all I had today. And I'm just going to add some water to it. I'm going to add distilled water. So I will be able to reuse this and put this back in my jar if I use distilled water to water it down. If you don't have distilled water, that's fine. You can still water it down. Just don't put it back in your jar. And the main reason we suggest that is because you don't want like fungus or gross stuff to grow in there. Obviously with distilled water, you shouldn't have that issue. So I'm just going to add a little bit of water to this and to my paste and just stir it up and just kind of look at what would be a good consistency. If it's too thin, I'll add a little more paste. If it's too thick, I'll add a little more water. You know how that works. And then I'm just going to paint it on the, and the reason why I like chalk paste, I'm going to paint it on the edge that that is brown here. And if some of it shows through, that's fine too. I'm only going to do a light coat. Might be a little too thin, guys. Add a little bit more. Not because I feel like I need it, but because I feel like I made it too thin. When you're using the paste by itself, it should be the consistency of like yogurt or frosting. And our old formula was made differently, and sometimes you would have to add water to it, and that was always the challenge, finding the right amount of water, because a little tiny bit of water goes a long way. But the reason I love chalk paint is because it dries so quick on its own. Now I'm gonna speed up the process with my little air dryer, but and if you have a hair dryer, I'm gonna use an air dryer, but if you have a hair dryer, hopefully that'll be all. Oh, and always, always, always have a baby wipe beside you or near you to wipe your fingers. When you're working, you don't want to use the baby wipe on your transfer. You can use a cleaning wipe, but not a baby wipe. And I am going to use one of we have artist tools. We have some paint brushes, 2 different sizes, and it comes in a tool set with 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there just 4 items in it? I believe so. A squeegee, a little tiny squeegee tool. And this comes in a set, and that's available on my website with these tools in it. I love them. I think I'm just going to use this one because this one I think is too big, and I don't want to get on the outside edges, I don't think. Anyway, so let's move this over. And since I'm using chalk, I'm not even worried about I'm not going to wear my apron. I usually wear my apron if I'm doing ink because, you know, that's a little bit more precarious. You don't want to get it on your clothes because it may not come out as well. But chalk will wash right off even if I did get it on there. But hopefully I won't be that messy. We'll see. I tend to be a messy crafter, so we'll see. Are you a messy crafter? All right, I'm just gonna put it right on. I didn't do anything to prep the surface. And I need to go slower because I'm already getting it on my chalkboard area. I might need more. Even doing just a light coat. And like I said, I won't mind if, I might even rough it up a little bit when I'm done, but I don't mind if a little bit of the brown shows through because I want it to kind of look rustic. My house, I would say, is a, yeah, I'm definitely gonna need more. Underestimated. It's okay, I can make it. My house is like a, you know, if I get out of frame, guys, I tend to get focused in and not pay that good of attention when I'm painting. Try not to go into the chalkboard area. So, my house is kind of eclectic, I guess. It's boho, urban, farmhouse, modern, I don't know what you would call it. It's a little bit of lots of things. I have an eclectic taste when it comes to a lot of things. Clothes, music, decor. I just kind of choose what I like instead of worrying about whether, other than color-wise, I don't worry about if it's not exactly the theme. Sometimes I do one theme in one room and another in another because I want to have all of it. So far, I don't know if you can see, it's like the wood showing through a little bit. Completely fine with that. I don't know, let's see, maybe I won't. That'd be nice if I didn't have to make more. I'm definitely not doing more than one coat. So here's my question to you, because I had this come up a couple weeks ago. I was painting something, was redoing something. I don't remember where it is now. Repainting a frame or something. And you know how the edges, how they meet together like that? Do you let your brush stroke go down? Like, do you make it stop or do you just overlap? Just curious. Okay, guys, so while I'm doing this, since it takes a little bit of time, I bet you that first probably is going to be dry by the time I get around to that side. I have a question for you. When do your kids go back to school? So I think I've mentioned this several times. My oldest son is finishing up his, he's finishing up his college online, and he started back this past Monday. And then my daughter, who's in the middle of the boys, rose between the thorns. She starts back her last year of college. My son is in his last year as well, but she starts back her actual last semester. She graduates in December. He graduates in the spring, which I'm glad, because then I won't be torn directions or running around like a crazy person, like most moms have to do when you're supposed to be two places at once. So she starts back Monday, and then my youngest son, who's in high school, he's in 11th grade. He's actually going to do virtual again this year. He's decided to stay virtual. He starts back Monday as well. So, yep. Summer is technically over for us as of tomorrow. I'm not happy. But the good news is I got all my summer projects in with you guys, except for one thing I really wanted to show you, but I think I'll just do it in a different way. So starting next week, I'm going to share some back to school projects with you. Any teachers on here? I'd love to know if you're a teacher, and if you are, what grade do you teach? I have many teachers in my life that I love dearly. And I have some cool projects that I'm going to share, or for people who have kids going back to school and want to give a gift, or need some ideas, or even if you just want a fun, I don't have to give any gifts anymore, but if you just want a fun project for back to school around your house that shows back to school. Yeah, hey guys, I didn't have to make any more. Just going back and touching up a little bit where it looks splotchy. Okay. Oh, they're giving away stuff. They're giving away stuff again. They're telling, hope I don't miss my name. Who knows? I'll win something. Okay, and of course, I did not think about the fact that when I was going to be painting this, that I would need to wash my paintbrush. So probably what I'll do is I'll sneak away for a sec and put this in my sink so I don't want to ruin my paintbrush. I want to go ahead and get the, close the lid on that white because we're done with that. And I'll let this start drying. And I'm going to go just stick this in water right quick. I'll be right back. I'm lucky enough that I have oh, and I always have a paper towel right next to me, that I have a bathroom right off my craft room. Of course, that was by design as well, but. And let me plug in my new tool. You know you're an adult when you get excited, or you're a crafter when you get excited about getting a new craft tool. I did send that other thing back. I decided the heat press, and I used that little iron as you saw, and that worked perfectly. Okay, so I'm just gonna, am I unplugged? Yep. Okay, just gonna dry this real quick. Like I said, it's a little tacky, but I did go over a lot of areas. And hopefully you can still hear me over this. So apparently North Carolina was supposed to have gotten a hurricane coming at us again. We had flooding in the western part of our state, actually over closer to where my daughter goes to school, which is unusual. They actually had a tornado watch, which I've never seen the whole time she's lived there in the mountains. And I guess that was Fred working its way up the coast. I don't watch a lot of news, so from what I understand, that's what that was. And there was a lot of flooding over that way. She wasn't affected, thank goodness. But there were towns near her that were. I feel so bad for those people because it's already kind of out of the way and hard to get to, and I can't imagine how they're suffering. But the coastline was supposed to get another hurricane apparently, and now they're saying that because of all this awful humidity that I've been complaining about, because of the awful humidity we've had all week, that it kind of kept a front in place and pushed the hurricane away from our coast, which is good because we get hit enough. And hopefully by the time it does make landfall up the coast, maybe it'll calm down. God knows we don't need any more destruction going on in this world. There's too many things bad happening as it is. But we don't focus on that here. This is a positive space, and we are trying to inspire some creativity and good vibes. That's what I wore yesterday. My shirt said good vibes. Absolutely good vibes. Okay, that feels about dry, guys. And I'm not real worried about it because I'm not chalking on it. I'm just trying to get it dry so I don't mess it up too much. But if it gets, like I said before, if it's a little distressed, I'll be all right with it. I don't think I'll need to distress it myself because it's poking through. One of my favorite people is on the website right now. She was a teacher that became a Chalk Couture designer, and she has done very, very well. And she was able to quit her teaching job, and now she teaches in this format instead. So, and she's fun. I forgot to take my allergy pill today, guys. Excuse me. All right, so it's brand new transfer, and you know I have a little, what do you call it? Little procedure of marking on the front and then writing on the back. So this is August Club Couture. Okay, and I've shared that reasoning with you before. So the front is a material. This is the back of the backer, which is like a mat. And I'm gonna bring my fuzzing mat over here. We're gonna put some fuzz on this because it's brand new and I'm putting it on the chalkboard. I don't want it to grab too much. And now the reason is because oh, yikes. The back of my transfer is sticky, so it will adhere to whatever surface I go to put it on. And some surfaces it does grabs better than others. Obviously, it makes sense, right? If it was a fabric, you don't fuzz it. If it was glass or metal, you want to fuzz it a lot because it really grabs it. If it's a chalkboard, it's about medium. So that's sticky, and then this is shiny, if you can see that. So you always put the sticky part back on the shiny part after you've cleaned your transfer and after you've let it air dry. Okay, and all I'm doing now, make sure you can see, I know you're not as interested in me as you are the project. And yeah, did you see I got my hair cut yesterday? It just trimmed. It was just trimmed like an inch, but it always looks so much better when they do it. Why is that? And of course I pulled it back today because when I'm working and doing this stuff, I can't stand it when it's in my face. Gotta be able to see well. But yeah, felt so good. I hadn't been since April to get my hair trimmed. I'm bad about it. I don't keep up with it. With longer hair, you don't really have to. But oh, it felt so good. Have somebody else do that. Do you love that? I love it when they wash your hair and dry it and then just trim off all the dead ends. It looks so nice for several days usually. All right, so I just fuzz this about 3 to 5 times. Okay, I can tell it's pretty good. And all I'm doing is just putting some fuzz on back on my sticky, right? And this is one of our cloths. You can use any kind of cloth to get your fuzz on there. All right, guys, let's see if I can do it upside down for you. So that I can, oops, my little plastic. Always have paper on my, right? It's backwards for me, so I've got to pay attention. Okay, always keep papers and like glossy papers on here on my desk. Yeah, she's telling her story right now about how she was a teacher and how she started, and she was doing both, and then her business was growing, and so it had to be hard. You know how it's hard to juggle. Oh, she's such a sweetheart. Okay. Just to hear the stories, the inspirational stories sometimes. It's worth it to watch it. Okay. So I'm just lining it up on there, trying to make sure it's pretty straight in the middle. and I'm just using the bottom of the transfer to help me with that. And as you see, it's sticky, but it's not so sticky that I can't pull it up and work with it. And once I have it lined up at the bottom, I'm just gonna kind of smooth it up with my hands. The whole thing is, this is a transfer with a silkscreen area. Make sure you don't have any fuzzes in your silkscreen area, and make sure you don't have any bubbles. And if you do, just start again to smooth it. Because we don't want our paste, our chalk paste to seep, you know, below it. So you just want to make sure you got a good seal on it. And normally what we also do is just take one of our squeegees. That's what this is called, a squeegee. It's the tools we use. Use one of our squeegees to make sure there's no bubbles. I do see some bubbles, but if I see a bubble and it's nowhere near the silkscreen area, then I'm not worried about it. Okay. Okay. And now I feel like it's pretty good. I feel like it's all down. Okay. Now, today I am working with some small areas. So I'm gonna pull out some of my small tools. And I'll have to go, oh, there it is, a little bit slow, just because that's how I am when I'm close to, since there's things back to back to back. So hang on with me just a minute. Let's see, we're gonna pick out, no, I gotta sneeze, I'm sorry. I knew I was gonna. Sorry guys. Okay. So let's think about, I did not do this part. I did not think about where I wanted to put which colors. So these, I'm gonna put it up here since we're not using this little section. These are my colors, guys. Guess what? I can't use black on here. Oh my gosh. I'm having a blonde moment. Obviously I can't use black. That would come with your, kit, right? The packet's coming with your kit. So don't do this on a black surface. I'm giving you some insight. Duh. Okay. So what do I use instead? Do I use white to stay neutral, guys? I stay white? We'll just go with white. How about that? So here's my colors. So I think I don't want to put the white right next to the white. So let's start here. And then maybe we'll just alternate. Should we alternate, or should we just do like every big thing in the green? I don't know if we'll alternate or not. I'm gonna probably do like these little swirlies, and I'll do the chicken, rooster, whatever it is, and the shimmer copper, and yeah. So let's just go. We'll get started, and I am gonna do the paste and peel. Maybe I'll start, no, I'll start at the top. I think I can still start at this top and not mess up. I was gonna say, maybe I'll start at the bottom and work back so that you guys can see, but I think I'll do it. I'll start at the top. I'll start at the top. Let me scoot this over just a little bit more. Okay. All right, guys. So let's just start with the green, the sage, and then I'm gonna pull out lots of my little, these are our mini squeegees. And then I have one of our, this is our small one, and I've cut it in half. I might use that. So let's just see. I'm not sure what size I'll need for what. Depends on how big. Oh, got a fuzz. So let's start. And I'm gonna pull the paste, guys, right out of, I didn't have enough white paste to add back into there. I used obviously all of it for the frame, for painting the frame. So I didn't even try to put it back in there, but I could have taken it off my little palette thing and put it back in. Okay, so the Kitchen Rules is a little bit bigger, so I think I'm just gonna use my mini squeegee for it. And I don't really need to stir it because it's good. I used it recently. And our squeegees also have two sides. There's an angled side and a flat side, and you can use whatever works, whatever you feel most comfortable with. So I'm just gonna take the paste and I'm just gonna start applying. Okay, directly to. And I'm not worried about, I don't care about getting it on the, I'm not trying to get it on the green part. I'm trying to get it on the clear part, the part that's the silk screen area that I can see through. That's where I'm applying my paste. Making sure that I've covered all of that I can't see through it anymore. Okay, and you can go a couple different directions when you're working with paste. When you're working with ink, they suggest you stay one direction. I usually go a couple directions just to make sure I have gotten all the areas. And then I go over it one last time. I'm pulling off any extra. I'm pushing it, you know, I'm smearing it basically. I'm pushing it and pulling it at the same time. And I'm just pulling off any extra. And so if I have extra, I'll just put it right back in my jar, right on the edge. I'm getting it on me. And then I usually go over it one last time to make sure I don't have any lines. So that looks pretty good. I think I got all that. And when I go to pull the transfer up, I'm gonna go slowly just to make sure that if I miss anything, I can touch it up, okay? So there's the first one. I'm not gonna pull it up yet. I'm gonna go ahead and do these cute little swirlies. I don't know what they're called, but that's what we're calling them. And I'm definitely gonna use a small tool for this. Is this not gorgeous? Shimmer copper. So it's not glitter, it's shimmery. So it definitely has shine to it and sparkle, but not glitter. And it does have a little bit different consistency than our regular paste because it has the shimmer in it. And it goes on, I feel like, a little bit thinner. It's a little more subtle. I love it. I love every, ooh, if you have copper in your kitchen, wouldn't this look great with more copper? I don't, I have no copper. I always admired copper pots and pans and accents, but I don't have any of mine. But wouldn't that look cool? Okay. Okay, sorry guys, got quiet. I was listening to them. I'm gonna leave my paste open. This new formula, you don't have to shut it right away. And I'm gonna put my little tool over there to the side. Look just how pretty it is, even on the tool. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, now I'm gonna do a paste and pull. And all I'm doing is, because our paste does dry within about 5 minutes, but just so, since I'm working on several small elements, it's gonna take me more than a couple minutes, more than 5 minutes to do it. I don't want my paste to stick to the transfer instead of the surface. So I'm gonna pull it up. And I'm gonna do it slowly, like I said. I'm gonna start at the corner, but then I'm gonna work my way to the middle because I don't want to stretch my transfer, because I definitely am reusing this one. And I'm just gonna pull it back slowly to make sure I didn't miss any elements that I need to go back and touch up. And if I have an area where I have a boo-boo, I can fix that after, okay? I actually see a boo-boo, that's why I'm telling you that. So if I have a boo-boo, it's probably because I didn't have the silkscreen pressed down enough. Oh my gosh, that copper is so pretty, you guys. Okay, I am gonna actually add a little more copper. Hang on guys, I'm gonna go over there and turn off my iPad because now it's the live. They take a break for about 5 minutes at the top of close to every hour. And then my iPad just moves on to the next video that's out there, and you never know what you're gonna have. So I'm gonna go turn that off. Okay, let me pull this back and show you. I just decided I needed to be a little more heavy-handed with that. Can you see? Can you see? And I'm gonna dry it. Hang on a second, let me stop this. Oh, I can see me. I just pulled up my live. I've never done that before. I'm showing you all my best side, right? Okay, so let's dry. I'll wait until I get another notification, and then I'll go on to chalk site. So I'm just gonna dry it real quick, just so you don't have to do this step. You can do a paste and peel, and basically what you're doing is you're pasting it, peeling it back the section that you just did, and then gently, which I'm still gonna gently lay down the transfer back where I just pulled it off of. I'm just drying it so that if I accidentally put my hand on it or something, which is possible, sorry guys, I always shake my camera, that I don't smear it, mess it up. Okay, that should be good enough. I love my new tool. Okay, and I'm gonna show you real quick how to fix a boo-boo. So, since I dried it, look, I just looked, I have paste all on my fingers. Okay, so do you see here? Where is it? Right here. So little tiny, there must have been a little bubble. So I have this cute little tool. It's a precision tool, and I'm just gonna kind of scrape the chalk off. And if that doesn't do it, then I'll take a baby wipe to the surface really carefully around that area. Like there's a little line that I can see. Oh, see, I gotta forget. Gonna forget I have copper on that side. Now normally I'll just do this at the end, but see, I can also just take a baby wipe and clean it off. I'll do it at the end because I don't want to mess it up. But now I'm just going to lay it back down gently, and I'm going to make sure that the next section that was close to that is pressed, and I have a good seal on it. Okay, so let's see, shall we go with white next, guys? And the other good point of having your baby wipe is you can wipe off your squeegees. If you, I'm probably going to use this guy because I just feel like it's such a small area. I just can't believe I was going to use black. I forgot. I was trying to stay with what the kit was going to come with. Should have picked a different surface, so I could have shown you that. Sorry. You guys can use whatever you want for a surface. Tray, something you already have on hand that just says, oh, it's kind of boring, but I'd love to add something to it. Or can buy something from the shop. So many different ideas. Okay, so I'm just going to use my multi-purpose tool because it has a really nice small squeegee on it. And I'm going to turn this just a little. Can you still see? So that I don't prep my hand on. Excuse me. The part that I already did and dried. And it takes so little of our product, guys, the paste, the chalk paste. It really doesn't take much to cover. These jars last a long time. Unless you're doing a ton of projects. If you're a maker, you might go through them a little faster, but still, the cost per project is so economical. All right, and like I said, I like to just kind of go one more time over it to make sure. And some people don't do it as thin. A lot of crafters will put it on pretty heavy-handed. That way they don't have to go back over it or worry about it. But I just tend to do it thin and pull it. Get any excess. Okay. Goodness. Okay, so what do you think? We go back with the green, since we're onto that. I'm gonna try with this mini squeegee to see if I can, oh gosh. I'm afraid, I'm afraid. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna use my wipe and clean off my multi-purpose tool. I only have one. I could have more than one. I only have one this size. But I feel like even this feels like it's too big. So I'm just gonna use my multi-purpose tool because I can and do this section. Oh, it sounds so quiet, so weird. Oh, I spoke too soon. I hear my grandson downstairs hollering. Come on. And this is a little like the silkscreen area on some of these, or most of them, I guess. I don't know that any of them other than the kitchen part, maybe kitchen rules part, are kind of, for lack of a better term, distressed on this one. So it's not going to give you a completely clear. And I don't know, by the way that one looks, I feel like maybe I didn't have it down all the way. Okay, so let's paste and pull again. Ooh, it's grabbing good. Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. That's okay. And I'm just gonna dry it again a little bit, guys. And if your transfer ever grabs onto itself, just peel it back gently. See, next section done. And guys, if I was not on here doing this live, I'd probably be done with the project by now. It just takes a little longer because I talk and instruct, but at least I'm not crafting alone. That makes me feel better. I don't mind crafting alone, but it's always fun when you can do something with a friend. Getting ready to have one of my first in-person workshops. I just signed up with the company in April, didn't start the business until May. And I think I'm going to start my first, I'm going to have a workshop at the end of the month, beginning of September, actually, probably. I feel like it'll be okay. You know, it's still kind of iffy in some places with meeting. But I feel like it'll be okay. And I'm going to have a small group, so. Okay, let's put that back down. So what color do we do next, guys? Say please, if you have an opinion, share in my comments. Say please, do we do it in white so it really stands out? Thank the cook, mind your manners. And I definitely will do this and this and this in the copper. So do I just keep going, alternating? Okay, so this is white. With the white now, I think I could use this size. Let's just do that. Okay, so I need to press this back down because I pulled it up and I can tell that those sections are not down. Maybe I'll even do the lines in the copper. I like these copper accents. Let me do the lines first. Yeah. Do the lines first. I'd love to know how you would do it. I feed off of others' creativity. I was an avid scrapbooker for many years once my daughter was born. I was an avid scrapbooker. I miss those days. It was my mama's break, my mama's night out. I would get once a month. And then I'd go on craft. I would go on weekend crops. I get to do it with friends. And then when I moved back to Maryland for a while, I did it with my sister. And it was awesome. And sometimes several of my sisters and my mom. I miss all those times. You don't realize it when you're in it, how cool it, how awesome it is. So you don't have it anymore. Okay. And then life got busy when we moved back to North Carolina and I didn't have time to go do anything with anyone. Even do it at the house. Okay, so this one I'm gonna need to be careful because of my lines. Even though I decided to use a bigger squeegee because I thought I was gonna just smear across that whole big area. So I may switch, we'll see. Get in there. Definitely going to take my time. Keep flipping the project, guys. Get a little more on the end. I have to say the one good thing about just the virtual learning is you don't have to buy a bunch of back to school stuff. Try to get them a little something new, but I don't have to get all the things. Hopefully people who are, okay, I'm gonna go back over that, but I'm gonna use the smaller squeegee this time because I don't want to get it on my copper lines. But hopefully everybody's not having trouble getting product, because I know, there's still a lot of things that are on short supply. We went to a car dealership. I don't know if I said this or not. I can't remember. Took my daughter to the car dealership to take her car back for some recalls. And this particular dealer had absolutely no new cars, this particular make of car. None, not even one new car on their lot. I just felt so bad I thought, what are the salesmen doing? It's crazy. And it's all because of a chip that goes in the car. Not necessarily the vehicle itself, but the chip that goes in the car are on short supply, I suppose. Which I'm sure any of you that know anything about computers, I do a little bit. And I have that issue with my sons. Of course, they like to build their own computers. That the chips have been in short supply, and when you can find them, they want an outrageous amount for them, for computer parts. So, never thought about how that would play out with a vehicle, but all of our vehicles, all the newer vehicles, I think for the last probably 6-7 years are basically run by a computer. Didn't even think about that. It makes me thankful that I have the one I have, the vehicle I have. It's in good working order. Okay. All right, since we're here near our rooster, I'm gonna go ahead and do, I will use a bigger squeegee for that. I'm gonna go ahead and do him in the copper, and I'm just gonna do it all in the copper. Now, I will tell you, I saw the coolest thing this week. Someone did, not a hot mess. I think I've talked about that before. There's a technique with the chalk called a hot mess technique, and then basically where you blend a bunch of colors together. And they did something similar to that. It looked so awesome. So I'm sure I will have to try that on a project, probably for the one that's going to be for my kitchen. We even have cute little cutting boards. This can even go on the board and base. You could just use part of it. See the sparkle? I'm just going to do the whole guy in the copper. Sorry this video is taking so long, guys. This is a little bit more intricate because I'm doing... Now, I will tell you, I've also seen a lot of projects with just one color, and it looks fantastic. I could do all this in white. If this was like an off-white color, I could do it all in that dune, that pretty dune color, which is like a neutral. You could do the whole thing in one color and you'd be done in a heartbeat. You know, all in black. Looks awesome. Okay, so we're back to green now, I think. I may have to purchase another one of these. I definitely use this a lot. I like being in control of my, oh, let's do this and then we'll do paste and peel. So, I like to be able to get those little nooks and crannies. If I didn't do paste and peel, there would have been another way I could have done this project if I felt like the paste had been on there long and I was worried about it. Drying. You just spray a tiny bit of water, but I don't really want to do that if I don't have to. Okay. I'm just putting my extra back in and then I'm wiping it off with the wipe to have a clean tool. So technically I don't really need another one. Okay, so let's paste and pull this one and dry it a little. Ooh, it's grabbing a hold. I mean, that's good, but I just gotta be careful. Kind of shimmy my, looks so cool. Transfer off. Do you have rules at your kitchen, in your kitchen or at your table, your dining room table? I'm sad to say that we have not instituted a lot of that, like no electronics and all that. We never did. It wasn't as big an issue when the older kids were younger, but now it's bad. I mean, we all still sit together almost every night, and when we're all here, we definitely make a point of eating together. But we don't say no electronics. But a lot of these are great rules. Clean up after yourself, 100%. Family and friends welcome, 100%. Thank the cook. That's a big one around here. I've never really enjoyed cooking, but I try really hard to make it interesting and flavorful, and so thanking me for it is important. Saying please. Ooh, that's a big one. That's a big one. Please, thank you, right? Please and thank you are the magic words. Who remembers that? Okay. Oh, I didn't show you, did I? Sorry, guys. I didn't pull it all the way off the chicken yet because, look, isn't it looking great? Okay, didn't pull it all the way off the chicken, but I think his feet will be okay. Ooh, I got more on me. Thank goodness for baby wipes. I don't know who created those. Okay, now I'm gonna flip on you guys. I'm gonna turn it upside down. I apologize. And the reason I'm doing that is, let's see if I can, because I got paste. Okay. Because I want it to be in camera for you. And I don't think I can get far enough away from the table and still work on it without, if I keep it the other way. Okay, so yeah, the next one is mind your manners. Mind your manners. Let's do white. The cool thing about this is I'm not going to have to do anything else to embellish it. It's cute enough on its own, and that's completely a choice. If you're a bow person, go for it. If you're a bead person, go for it. Add some more on there. If you want flowers, hot glue. Oh, look what I did. I got green. How did I do that? Oh, probably when I held it down. I got green down here, guys. Just wiping it off. It's going to distress it a little more down there. And if I want, I can go back over it with some more white paste, chalk paint that I make. But if you want flowers or something else, if you have cute little utensils, little gadgets that you want to glue to the corners, go for it. Whatever you want to do to embellish it. I don't have anything in mind for embellishing this one. I'll see. You never know with me though. Once I finally show the picture, you may find something new on it. I'm sure you've seen that so far. Okay, next one, no texting at the table. Let's just go back to the green. This is sage green. We do have lots of colors of green. Sage is what comes with it. And it's a very pretty color. I've always loved this color. Sure, I have it in several places in my house. So technically, I could have done this in the teal, this sage, and then the white or a gray, and then maybe even did a hot mess technique on the rooster with a little bit of red in it. Not a lot, because I don't have red in my kitchen. Just to make it more interesting though. Might have to make my own red. I don't think we have a brick red, and I definitely don't have, ooh, I could use my crimson. It's a shimmer crimson. I could use that on him, but I could probably use this green. We also have pesto, which is a darker green, meadow, which is like more of a Kelly green. Christmas one now. This shimmer, what's it called? Shimmer spruce. And then what's that other one I have? Oh, this one is pistachio. I don't know if that's even sold anymore, but that's a little bit lighter green. It's more of a springy kind of green. Okay, guys, we're getting close. Still with me? Or did you just tune in? I don't know. And let's see, I think my chalk is back on. Should be. There we go. Okay, put that back on. So it's not too quiet. Let's do our paste and pull. Now let me do your enjoy family time. Let's just do that and then we'll paste and pull. White, right? I still don't know how I feel, if I feel okay to use this one. Let's try it. See? Enjoy family time. No texting at the table. Again, we have not instituted that rule, but I don't have too much trouble with that with my kids. And if I say something to them, I say kids. They're all pretty grown. They're pretty good about not texting at the table. I'm sure I would have more problem with my one that's the teenager is a boy, so that doesn't, it might have been a little different, but my daughter's not like a typical girl that's always texting. And I don't say that in a derogatory way. I just know that there's a lot of girls. The girls, we seem to communicate that way more. I do it myself. Whereas boys aren't as necessarily caring about texting as much. Or at least my boys aren't. I don't know about yours. Mine, I'm lucky to get a return text. Okay, so now my chickens, yep, his feet made okay. Family time, one more. Awesome, can you see? Almost done. Look how great it's looking. I just love it. I know for a lot of people, the sports have already started back up. None of my children are playing sports, so I don't have to worry about that. but we used to be that kind of family. And I noticed that even my son's high school had their first football game back last night. So that's good. A lot of kids are able to start getting back into that. They had cheerleaders and I think even fans. I don't know if there was any limits on it, but so that's good for the kids that are sports orientated. That I would have been devastated not being able to play sports when I went to school. I think that was why I enjoyed school. Practicing in sports and being a part of a team. Or a club or whatever it is you do. That's the best part of it, right? Okay. Although I hate going to football games and down here in North Carolina, we're supposed to go to a UNC game in a couple weeks, September, but I think it's an evening game, and I don't like sweating when I'm going to a football game. That's just not. My husband was a big football player, and I was involved in football for many, many years with him. And I mean, I hate going and sitting in a cold, rainy Saturday to watch a football game. That's the worst. But sitting in there in the first ones of this season in September, August and September, oh, sitting there sweating, it's so hard. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So I'm hoping when we go to watch that game in September, it will have cooled down some. The humidity will have gone down a little bit. So I'm doing the spatula and this little swirly in the copper again, shimmer copper. I'm hoping that it will have cooled off a little bit. Who knows? I might even be able to wear a sweatshirt with shorts. To go see them. Okay, I'm all done with the copper, so I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on that, and I'll just wipe my... Now I can just wash this all in the sink with cool water when I'm done, but I'm just using a baby wipe since I've got it. I'm going to save this, the squeegee that I used, I'll wash that in the sink with the cool water. Put the lid back on my copper. And this is our COVID lid. This is our COVID lid. Sorry guys, I had a notification. Purple COVID lids. They were having trouble getting our normal ones. This is what our normal lids look like, black with the white words for the paste. And so during COVID, so every once in a while we'll get a purple one, and we call it our COVID lid, but we feel special. All right, I switched over to my little tiny one for this one too, since I'm right in here. And I have it available now without the shimmer on it. Okay, guys. Almost finished. Okay. That's what they're talking about right now. That's my favorite part, is that when you pull it back, that you're amazed every time at how awesome it looks. Even though you've done it before and you know it's gonna turn out, it should turn out good. And even if it has a couple mistakes, it's still so rewarding to pull back your transfer and see perfection. Something that is so cool that you can't buy anywhere else, that you made with your own two hands and are proud to display or give as a gift. Even giving this subscription or one of the kits or buying items and sending it to someone, what a perfect gift for someone that you know in your life that's a crafter. You know, something different. It's hard in crafting to find new things. A lot of times you have to create them or come up with them yourself. And when something comes along that's so easy, so versatile, so reasonably priced, it's awesome. Okay, this is the last word. See how much faster I was able to go on that one because I didn't have anything below it and because it was a little bit bigger. I promise you guys, these projects do not take a long time. That's my favorite part. As I mentioned in my room makeover, it just kept dragging on and on and on. I finally had to dedicate almost an entire weekend and then still parts of the next week to getting the room, and it still took several more weeks to finish it all the way. And I still have a couple pieces to do in there, a couple things to do in there that I haven't gotten to. That's what I love about this is done. Clean my transfer up and I am done. Whereas that bedroom project just keeps going on and on and on. And it's not like it's evolving. These are all things I knew I was gonna do in there. It just takes time that I don't always have. Okay, so this transfer is now used, but I can wash it in the sink, and that's what I'll do as soon as we finish. I'll go take it to the sink and wash it. You do want to wash them as soon as you can after your projects. If you can't, then spray them with some water or something to hold on to them until you can get them clean, but don't wait long because that's what's going to make it so you can reuse it and reuse it and reuse it. But I'm not going to dry it since, oh my gosh, you guys, isn't that, oh, I love it. I love the color combination they chose for this one. The copper with the green, and of course, white. Like I said, if you do it on a regular surface that's white or whatever you choose to do it on, then you would use the black that comes with it. So keep that in mind when you're picking your surface. If you need help with ideas, I can give you that too. But how awesome does that look? I am so excited. And this actually has a little hanger on it, so I could give this to someone as a gift, right? I could have easily sent this with my daughter for her to use in her apartment. She's got roommates, so isn't that awesome? Now, like I said, there's a couple little boo-boos. I'm just gonna go back and touch them up, but other than that, it doesn't need anything. You can add to it what you want. You can keep it plain and simple. I love it. You guys, thank you so much for spending this time with me. I know it was a lengthy project because of all the colors and steps, but if you were doing this yourself, I'm telling you, in less than 30 minutes, I don't know how long to give you because I haven't done one without taping it yet, but less than 30 minutes for sure. And who doesn't need this as a stress reliever or a creative outlet or just something fun and different to do? If you're interested in any of these, anything that I've shown today, just leave me a comment or send me a message. I'll try to also tag my shop pieces to go along with this so that you can shop directly from the photo once I share it. But I had so much fun doing this with you, and now I still got time, so I am looking forward to finding another project to get into. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Be sure to check out that Chalkfest page, the live. It's still going on until 5 o'clock Eastern. What time is it now? Still got another hour and a half. So, or go back and watch a replay of anything. But thanks for joining me, and I hope you'll give this project a try. Keep it in mind, all right? Let me know if I can help in any way. Thanks so much for spending some of your time with me. Have a great weekend. Bye.